This is Chris Keys for PremierGuitar.com. We're with Brian of Silversun Pickups. Brian, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. I'm glad the weather has kind of breaking up for a little bit.
It's been pretty crazy. It's last couple of shows. This is the beginning of this tour, and it's been all in the south. And when you see a little bit of a wet mark, you might want to run for it, because these storms aren't like the ones back in LA.
That's what Eric was saying too. He said last night or 2 nights ago that New Orleans, you guys got dumped on real hard.
I was taking a walk today in Nashville, and it was completely clear and everything was lovely. I was about 6 blocks from the hotel, and I had to run with 15 people into a parking garage because it came like crazy. It came from the ground, like it actually shot up.
It's like that Forrest Gump where it's like, the rain came the sideways.
Yeah,
it comes
that's right. I know, and being from Los Angeles, I want to just somehow harness this power and bring it over there.
Yeah, right.
You know? Clean up some of the air.
But enough to talk about weather and
weather's good.
Cumulus clouds.
Yeah,
Let's get into guitars.
Get nerdy.
Yes, absolutely.
This is kind of the one. No. Okay, as you can see right now, our old guitar tech and I named all these after James Bond people.
I didn't know if that was just with the crew or with the actual band.
It was my guitar tech and I did that, and it made it so much more confusing. I thought I was getting the Sheraton, and I forgot that I named that Daniel Craig, and I kept asking for Roger Moore. So don't do that ever. Name your guitars what they are. All right, here we go. See Mr. Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Literally, the first 2 tours, this was the only guitar I played. And this is a 1994 Sheraton, basically, a reissue. And it was Christopher, my drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As all I had was this sort of Jaguar reissue that I really loved, but it was it was temperamental for some of the stuff I was trying to do. And he had this, so I immediately just kind of took it. And then we kind of, I think these are like antiquity pickups we put back in here and kind of hot rodded it. And for some reason, in the early 90s, these reissues just sound awesome, you know? Like those casinos and these, I just absolutely love it. And usually with these semi-hollow bodies, like they're a little out of control. Yeah. This one never felt too crazy.
Yeah.
Like I play these in an unconventional kind of way.
Yeah, with a lot of effects.
Weird. Yeah. Everybody's scratching their heads. I don't understand things. I just, does it sound good? Does it feel good? That's it.
So is Daniel Craig technically yours now? Have you been playing it long enough?
Funny enough, it's been so long that I one time I went to Christopher during the rehearsals for this record and said, should I buy this? And he's like, it's yours. So this guitar used to frustrate my guitar tech so bad because this was the only one I'd bring on huge tours.
Jeez.
I'm a guy who likes a uniform, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I love it.
You've said in interviews before, I think it might even been the Reverb video you guys did, where you said that you normally don't even own guitars, that you typically, Fred Armisen made a comment that musicians don't.
Because he asked me a lot about gear and things like that, and I just like the way things sound.
Yeah.
I became a guitar player and a singer, not to become a computer scientist and an engineer, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, work. Doesn't work, throw it out.
No.
Yeah, but I did buy this in Nashville, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. I always wanted one of these things, and we were on tour with Muse. It was like a 65 non-reverse Firebird. And this was the second guitar I ever bought.
Wow.
And I really was freaking out over it. I was like stressing.
I bet.
And we were playing with Muse at the stadium. This one must have been 2010. Yeah. And I kept going back and forth to Groons, is a place here in Nashville. Yep. Just going back and forth, going, I want it. Finally, I talked myself into getting it. And I was sweating it, and I remember thinking, I'm so proud of myself. And I saw Matt Bellamy from Muse, and I said, Matt, I just bought this guitar. It was a big deal. He goes, awesome, I just bought like 50 things. And I was like, oh, okay. Shit.
What do you like about the solid body? Obviously, this is way different than the Sheraton.
Honestly, I just love the way it feels. It feels so wonderful. And I mean, old guitars, you hate to say it, they just have the dust on it. You know, the lacquer has just been ripped off, and it's been through a lot. And at the end of the day, I just grabbed it, and I always loved the way the body hung. Yeah. And this has sort of a specific sound that are probably a little more conducive to all the craziness. Yeah. The that I used to do. So with this purchase, it really inspired me for the last 2 albums to actually have a sound in the vein of this thing. Yeah, I just love it.
And
I love it. And again, people are always telling me, like, stop bringing this thing on tour because you're going to destroy it. And I was like, I'm going to bring it on tour.
I mean, it's a player look at it. I don't know how many dings and scratches you put into it, but it looks like you got a well played instrument.
I can't quite tell. That's why this one's called the Connery.
Oh, good old Sean.
Sean.